riders think riding their horses is enough to get them fit. However, today I'm talking to a personal trainer about why you should get fit on the ground first.
Hi, so my name is Robyn Fawcett and I'm a coach and PT here in the UAE. I've been a coach for almost 10 years now, specializing mostly within strength and conditioning, Olympic weightlifting and a little gymnastics. I have also been an equestrian for 18 years now, and through time, naturally my passions combined, and it's something that I'm very passionate about, to bring fitness into the equestrian world and make sure that as equestrians we are moving as athletes, because they are athletes.
So as a rider yourself, why do you think it's beneficial to get fit on the ground first, and how can it benefit your horse?
So I think as humans, generally, we are always taking part in daily tasks, things that we don't always realize we do, like driving a car, how we stand, things like this. So we always create movement patterns that can also then create muscular imbalances. Over time, this is then going to create misalignments. And obviously then if you put that situation onto your horse, it's only going to create the same pattern. They will compensate for you being misaligned and out of sync and unstable, and then the same pattern forms. So they will then have muscular imbalances and become misaligned themselves. So as a whole, that's why it's important.
Do you think different discipline riders have different needs when it comes to training in the gym?
Yeah, I think all training is going to benefit everybody equally. Generally, if you don't have access to a gym, if you don't have equipment, as a whole, some movement is better than no movement, absolutely. But yes, in terms of specific training, it goes with the sport that they're actually taking part in. So if you have an endurance rider, you're sat for long periods of time. So one, you need more cardio to be able to sit there. So doing, whether it's running, machines, any kind of cardiovascular fitness. And with that being said, you're also maintaining your muscular balance for a longer period of time within your hips, within your core. So trying to actually train muscular endurance would be really important for that. And when it comes to more show jumping, that's obviously, as we know within the sport generally, it requires more speed, more power, more strength, more coordination. So you'll be looking to change things up to make sure that you're actually adapting to that sport as well. So you're looking at more working your upper and lower body, but actual strength training. So heavier squats, heavier rows, let's say, for your reins, because they're quite strong horses. Obviously coordination in terms of your stability and making sure you have that hand-eye coordination. We have dressage as well. I would probably say for dressage, Pilates is also really great, just to make sure that they are very aware of their body and they're able to be more subtle within their movements. Also things like hip mobility, being able to have strong muscles in the hips to actually create that sort of momentum. So there's definitely changes, but like I said, any movement is better than no movement.
So do you have any tips and tricks on how to get started and what to focus on?
I think baby steps is always going to be the way to go. It's like building any kind of habits, really. If you go into something with too much of a checklist, then you're never going to achieve it. And if you start small, then it only builds from there. So I can show you some movements. Mobility is always great and you can't go wrong with it. So at least building in these habits is only going to form bigger, better habits over time. So coming firstly into a kneeling position, making sure your hips are actually open. You're going to bring one foot in line as a 90-degree angle with your knee. Your inside leg comes at a slight angle to open out this hip, and then you're going to press this knee as close to the floor as you can. That's going to open out your hips. What you can also do is bring your foot a little bit closer to push your knee over, and that's also going to help into your ankles, but keeping your heel on the floor at all times. So I would perform anywhere between 5 to 10 reps of these at a time, and then you would switch onto the other side. So starting in a kneeling position again, you're going to bring one foot out in front, hands in line with the shoulders. This is more so focused on your thoracic, although you do have hip engagement in there. You're going to bring one arm around, trying to keep your hips forwards, and then you'll repeat that backwards. If you need help and assistance, you can come next to the wall. So the wall would be here to make sure that you don't lose balance. Okay, so you reach all the way around and then come back. And again, slow and steady. Try to keep the hips forward. Don't move the hips out to the side. And then repeat that on each side. Again, maybe 5 to 10 reps each time. So a simple piece of equipment, a band, if you do have one, they are great and they do so many things. To work your upper back, you can take one band, hands in shoulder distance apart, and pull those thumbs out. Make sure to keep the shoulders away from your ears and squeeze into your upper back. Make sure to create smooth, controlled movement and don't yank it in like this. Again, I would do between about 10 to 20 reps here, keeping the movement as controlled as possible. And then something for the lower body, you're going to place the band between your feet, send your head through, guide the band, keep your shoulders back flat, soft knees. Keeping the hips high, you're going to look down towards the floor and then stand and squeeze. So really feel it into your hamstrings and your glutes. This is great for your back and opening out those hips. And again, slow on the way down. Feel that stretch, stand and squeeze. And again, between 10 to 20 reps here.